Have you ever looked up at the moon and wondered what secrets it still holds? For centuries, we've gazed at its familiar face, but one region has remained shrouded in mystery: the lunar South Pole. This is a land of extreme contrast, of permanent light and eternal darkness. And soon, for the first time in history, humans are going to walk there. Welcome, space enthusiasts, to a journey into the heart of NASA's next giant leap, the Artemis III mission. This isn't just another trip to the moon. This is the mission that will redefine our relationship with our celestial neighbor and pave the way for humanity's future among the stars. Forget the dusty, gray landscapes of the Apollo era. We're heading to a place unlike any we've explored before. So, what makes the moon's South Pole so special? Imagine mountain peaks bathed in near-constant sunlight, perfect for solar-powered outposts. Now, picture craters nearby, so deep and cold they haven't seen the sun in billions of years. These are the permanently shadowed regions, or PSRs. Scientists believe these cosmic freezers could hold one of the most precious resources in the solar system: water ice. Finding water on the moon would be a game changer. It's not just for drinking. We can split water into hydrogen and oxygen. That's breathable air for astronauts, and even more excitingly, rocket propellant. The moon could become a cosmic gas station, a refueling stop for missions to Mars and beyond. This is the core promise of the Artemis program: to learn to live and work on another world so we can go further than ever before. The journey to this new frontier begins with the most powerful rocket ever built, the Space Launch System, or SLS. This behemoth stands taller than the Statue of Liberty and generates more thrust at liftoff than 160,000 sports cars. Atop this rocket sits the Orion spacecraft, a state-of-the-art crew capsule designed to carry astronauts on deep space missions. Before Artemis III, two other missions paved the way. Artemis I was an uncrewed test flight, a spectacular success that sent Orion on a journey far beyond the moon and back, pushing the spacecraft to its limits. Next up is Artemis II, which will carry 4 astronauts on a lunar flyby, reprising the famous Apollo 8 flight, but going even further. They will be the first humans to travel that far from Earth in over 50 years, validating all of Orion's life support systems. And then comes the main event, Artemis III. 4 astronauts will launch aboard the SLS in Orion. After a multi-day journey, they'll arrive in lunar orbit. But here's where things get really interesting and a bit different from Apollo. 2 of the astronauts will transfer to a second spacecraft already waiting for them in orbit, the Human Landing System, or HLS. This lander, being developed by SpaceX and Blue Origin, is a marvel of modern engineering. It's the vehicle that will carry our explorers down to the surface, to one of several carefully selected landing sites near the South Pole. The moment their boots touch the lunar regolith, history will be made. We will have the first woman and the first person of color to walk on the moon, inspiring a whole new generation, the Artemis generation. For about a week, the 2 astronauts will live and work on the lunar surface. Their schedule will be packed. They'll conduct moonwalks, known as extravehicular activities, or EVAs, to explore the alien landscape. They'll be geological detectives, collecting samples of lunar rock and soil, especially from those intriguing permanently shadowed regions. Think about it. They might be the first humans to directly touch and analyze water ice from another celestial body. They will use advanced scientific instruments and tools far more sophisticated than anything the Apollo astronauts had. They'll drill core samples from beneath the surface, giving us a frozen record of the solar system's history, like ice cores on Earth tell us about our planet's past climate. One of their key tasks will be to understand the environment. How does the abrasive, electrostatically charged lunar dust affect their spacesuits and equipment? What are the radiation levels like? How can we best utilize the resources we find? The answers to these questions are crucial for designing a sustainable, long-term human presence on the moon. This isn't just about flags and footprints. It's about building a foundation. The astronauts will be wearing brand new next-generation spacesuits. These aren't the bulky, stiff suits of the past. Designed by companies like Axiom Space, they offer far greater mobility and flexibility, allowing astronauts to walk more naturally, bend, kneel, and handle tools with much more dexterity. This is essential for the complex scientific work they'll be performing. While the two explorers are busy on the surface, their two crewmates will remain in orbit aboard the Orion spacecraft, circling the moon. They won't be idle, though. They'll be conducting their own set of scientific experiments, studying the moon from above, and acting as the vital communication link between the surface crew and mission control back in Houston. After about 6.5 days of exploration, the surface crew will board their lander and launch back into lunar orbit to rendezvous and dock with Orion. Once all 4 astronauts are safely back together, they will fire Orion's main engine and begin their journey home to Earth. The mission will conclude with a fiery re-entry through our atmosphere and a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean, where a recovery team will be waiting to welcome our heroes home. But the story doesn't end with Artemis III. This mission is the stepping stone to the Gateway, a small space station that will be placed in a unique orbit around the moon. The Gateway will serve as a command center, a science lab, and a temporary home for astronauts. It will be the staging point for even more ambitious missions to the lunar surface and, eventually, the launch pad for the first human missions to Mars. Artemis III is more than a technical achievement. It represents a global collaboration. NASA is leading the charge, but international partners from Europe, Canada, Japan, and beyond are contributing key technologies and expertise. Commercial companies are also playing a huge role, bringing innovation and competition that drives down costs and accelerates progress. This is a team effort, a mission for all of humanity. Imagine the views the Artemis astronauts will have. The Earth, a brilliant blue and white marble, hanging in the blackness of space. The stark, cratered horizon of the moon stretching out before them. The sun, unfiltered by any atmosphere, casting long, sharp shadows across the landscape. They will be our eyes and ears, sharing these incredible experiences with all of us back on Earth through high-definition video. The legacy of Artemis III will be felt for decades to come. The samples they bring back will keep scientists busy for years, potentially rewriting our understanding of how the moon, the Earth, and the solar system formed. The technologies developed for the mission, from life support systems to new rockets and spacesuits, will have applications here on Earth, just as Apollo gave us everything from memory foam to cordless tools. Most importantly, Artemis III will inspire. It will show us what we can achieve when we dream big, work together, and push the boundaries of what's possible. It will encourage students around the world to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. It will remind us that we are explorers at heart, driven by an insatiable curiosity to see what lies over the next hill, beyond the next horizon. The moon is calling us back, not to repeat the past, but to build the future. A future where humanity has a permanent foothold on another world, where we are a multi-planetary species. The journey is long and challenging, but it begins with this next giant leap. Artemis III is on the horizon. The first humans are heading to the moon's south pole, and we'll all be watching as they step into a new world of shadow and light. Thanks for joining us on this look ahead, one of the most exciting space missions of our time. If you're as thrilled about the future of space exploration as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future updates on the Artemis program. Until next time, keep looking up.